Hi, this is Mr. Shumway. This video is a benchmark 1 review. Take notes, try to work it out ahead of when I work it out, so you can pause the video and work it out yourself if you remember how to do it. If not, this is a review for you. Okay, here's an equation that was solved by Ken. He made a mistake. Can you find his mistake? Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, you may have found that when he multiplied 2 times 3x, or negative 2 times 3x, he got that one correct. But then when he did negative 2 times 5, he forgot to multiply the negative 2 times that, so this should have been negative 10 instead of plus 5, or minus 10 instead of plus 5. Well, how can you catch mistakes like that when you're solving problems? Take the answer and plug it back in to the original equation. So if x is negative 1, you think, then 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, negative 3 plus 5, so this whole thing in parentheses becomes 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. So 5 minus 4 is 1. Over here, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 20 is 16. So we have 1 equals 16. They are not equal, so we know we've made a mistake. The bill for parts and labor for some electrical work in your kitchen was $250. The parts cost $50 and the labor was $40 per hour. Write an equation to model this. You can pause the video. The bill equals parts plus labor per hour times the number of hours. That would be an equation that would model that situation. Another situation we want to model: a cell phone company charges $75 for a new phone, then $50 a month after that. Write an equation. You can pause the video while you solve this on your own. Let's say the cost of the cell phone is $75 plus $50 per month times the number of months. It would be equivalent to say $50 times the number of months plus 75. That would be the same on the previous slide. You could have written it in a different order. Order is not important in this case. Using that last equation, that the cost is equal to 40m plus 50, go ahead and fill in this table. You can pause it while you come up with your own numbers. 0 months, 40 times 0 is 0 plus 50 is 50. 2 months, 40 times 2 is 80 plus 50. Let's make sure I'm using the right. Oops, that was a 75 plus 50. Per month. $50 per month. So 75. So 0 months, 75. 2 months, 2 50s. 50 for 2 months would be 100 plus the 75. $50 for 4 months. 5 times 4 is 20. 50 times 4 is 200 plus the 75. Okay, so let's say you have 2 DVD rental options. You can pay $3 a DVD, So the cost of this one, $3 for each one, or you could pay $10, and then after that you would pay $2 for or $1 for each one, I think it is. Then at some point those two will become equal. Find that point. So if we rent blank DVDs, the cost will be the same. So I come on the graph to there and say, well, at 5 DVDs, the cost will be the same. If you rent 8 DVDs, which one is a better option? So better meaning lower cost. So that would be the one where we have a membership. So being a member would be a better option there if you're going to rent more than 5. Okay. Solve this system of equations. Oops, let's do this one first. Y equals 4x minus 3. So let's rewrite the second equation. But instead of y, let's write 4x minus 3. I could put that in parentheses. In this particular case, I'm just adding it. So 2x plus 4x is 6x. And then it's just adding a negative 3 is the same as subtracting 3. Continuing to solve, I add 3 to each side. So 6 times something equals 9 plus 3, which is 12. So you can see that that x would have to be a 2, probably. If you can't see it, you can just divide. 12 divided by 6 is 2. Well, y is 4 of those, 4 x's, minus 3. 4 2's is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So y equals 5. So as a coordinate, we would say the x term first, and then the y term, 2 comma 5. That's a single solution. There's 2 parts to it, the x and then the y. Here's another system of equations. There's several ways to solve this. I like this one. So x equals 7 minus 3y. Well, if x is 7 minus 3y, I'm going to rewrite the top one as negative 3 times x, which is 7 minus 3y, minus y equals 3. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Negative 3 times negative 3y is negative, negative times negative is positive, 9y, minus y equals 3. 9y minus y is 8y. Solving, add 21 to each side. 8y equals 24. Well, if 8 of them is 24, then that must be 3. Well, if y is 3, here we say x is equal to 7 minus 3 of them, 3 y's, 3 3's, 7 minus 9, negative 2. X equals negative 2. So as a coordinate, we would say negative 2 comma 3. That's the place where those 2 lines intersect. We can plug those back in to check to see if they really work, to verify our solution. So cleaning up around those, I'm going to plug in a negative 2 for an x. So negative 3 times negative 2 minus y. Y is a 3. Well, that negative times negative is positive. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 3, yes, that is 3. That checks out. If x is a negative 2, And y is a 3. So negative 2 plus 9, yeah, that's 7. So checks out.